Hello there, everybody. It's Ty here, and welcome to my BFP prediction. As a BFP 21, and this was inspired by Hypergun's BFP predictions, and I wanted to make my own because I cannot edit. So we're gonna do a quick recap, which will be how we're gonna do the prediction, and then the actual prediction. So let's get started. BFP 17, the Have-Cots lost. And this was the vote order. Leafy, Teardrop, Lollipop, Bubble, Gelatin. The bottom two was Balloony and Ruby. So both of these characters aren't really the most well-liked. With Balloony, Lollipop, and Gelatin all never being first safe or rejoining, and Ruby being not the most liked. Difference about 1,000 votes. Balloony was eliminated. I'll put him up there. And so that's how we're basically 18. The Have-Nots lost the challenge. And this was the vote order. Fiery, Woody, Flower, Taco, Loser. The bottom two is Spongy and Blocky. So Spongy, the reason why he's down here is because he was supposed to be eliminated in BFP 16, but escaped his fate. So yeah, and Blocky is not the most well-liked, and is kind of abusive of Woody. That's why he's down here. But Blocky is safe. And Spongy was eliminated. In BFP 19, the Have-Cots, sorry, I'm just not used to calling them that, lost. This was the vote order. Bubble, Teardrop, Leafy, Lollipop. The bottom two is Jelly and Ruby. Both really childish characters, which should both been bottom two. And the last person safe is Gelatin. Yeah, Ruby was never really the most well-liked, but it did come down to the wire. And either one of them could have been eliminated there. In BFP 20, the Have-Nots lost the challenge. This was the vote order. Fiery, Woody, Flower, Blocky. This was another very close vote. Well, not for last. There was actually a big difference between these two. The last person safe was Taco. Loser joined unfairly, so that he got a lot of hate. And he wasn't really the best character anyways. So that led to him getting eliminated. So in BFP 21, the Have-Nots lost again. And this was the vote order. Also, BFP, you should probably expect this, but BFP 22 vote spoilers. This is the vote order. Woody, Taco, Flower. Bottom two is Fiery and Blocky. To be honest, it could go either way. Fiery was the winner of Season 1. It isn't the most well-liked. He's a funny character, but he already won a season. So people don't really want to save him. Well, Blocky has been bottom two before, and was saved in Loser's elimination earlier. So who's the person that is safe? Fiery. This was a very close vote between Taco, Flower, Fiery, and Blocky. For a while, it looked like Taco was going to get eliminated. But then Taco jumped to the top, and Blocky fell to the bottom. So in BFB 23, I predict that the Have-Cots will lose. Since these characters are more fan favorites than those, with Flower, Taco, and Fiery not being the most well-liked. So the creators would want to push this team to the stake of their elimination to see what happens. They did it with the Have-Cots losing first before the Have-Nots, because they knew Spongy and Loser, people would want to get out really early. So this is the vote order. Teardrop, Leafy, Lollipop. Honestly, this might be a close vote. I'm not exactly sure. Bubble has been really whiny and a Mary Sue, but has kinda gotten better. And Gelatin has been bottom 2 and bottom 3 every time he's been up for elimination so far. So who would people want to save? Gelatin or Bubble? Well, let's see. Honestly, this one is a very risky option. That Bubble is eliminated over Gelatin. But I feel like Gelatin would be safe, him becoming a better character. Why Lollipop not in the bottom 2? Though being bottom 3? Well, Lollipop seems to be going on a personal arc where she's trying to not be a bad person. It's kind of teased in BP21. So I predict Bubble would be eliminated, with Leafy and Teardrop being fan favorites. So in BFB24, I think the Have-Cots would lose once again. So the vote order is Teardrop. To be honest, I have no idea who out of these will be safe and who will be eliminated. Lollipop seems to be going on a personal arc. A reason they want to save her. Gelatin is becoming a more liked character. And Leafy is just still a good character. But also, Gelatin has been bottom 2 and bottom 3 every time he's been up for elimination. Lollipop has been slowly going down to bottom 2 and bottom 3. And Leafy is a rejoiner, so I don't know if people would want to save them. But I do think that Gelatin is eliminated. I think it would go Leafy, then Lollipop. But Gelatin is a very liked character, but I feel like the Lollipop fans would notice that Lollipop has been bottom 3 for the past 2 eliminations, so they would save Lollipop, and the Leafy fans would would want to save Leafy because they know Gelatin is becoming more of a liked character. Now I think it's ready for the merge. But there's going to be a rejoin. Since there's only 7 contestants eliminated, I can go one by one about who like the vote order. First off, Spongy is the first person not to rejoin. Spongy is kind of a hated character. Yes, people would miss him, but Loser has a bit more fans. Yeah, Loser would not rejoin. He has a lot of hate, but also some fans which would want him to rejoin. And I think people would rather have some other people rejoin. Speaking of that, I feel like Bubble would not want to stay / rejoin, because they would want Balloony and Ruby, who got eliminated early, to have a better chance, or Blocky and Gelatin, who are fan favorites. But I don't think Blocky could go down to the top 3. Well, go up to the top 3. Blocky is a good character, and it is a shame that he got eliminated. But I just don't see him going all the way up to the top 3. Honestly, Balloony would get a lot of votes. All of these 3 would get a lot of votes. But Balloony isn't really as well liked as Ruby and Gelatin. So he would be put down to the bottom. He would not rejoin. Gelatin and Ruby. Going back to BFB 20. Honestly, it's pretty clear who's going to rejoin. Ruby. Gelatin was literally just eliminated. So of course he's not going to rejoin. I think maybe Balloony or even Blocky could pass Gelatin. But I do think no matter what, Ruby will rejoin. Ruby is a loved character. And people think that she was eliminated unfairly by people maybe botting or using alt accounts. I'm not going to go get into that, but I do think Ruby will rejoin. So here we are, the final 8. Okay, so I think for individual immunity, Ruby would of course be safe, along with Flower. My opinion that they would start an arc together, since they do seem to be really good friends. So the rest of them would be up for elimination. This would be the red order. Woody. Teardrop. Leafy. Lollipop. Bottom 2 is Taco and Fiery. Taco, Fiery, Flower, and Blocky, who got eliminated, all seem to be around the same likeness. And with Flower safe, these are obviously going to be in the final 2. Fiery, the winner of Season 1, and Taco, who seems to have an inconsistent personality. She's changed a lot. But I do think Fiery would be safe. Taco was bottom 2 once, but also was the second safe once. And was also right in the middle. So she seems to fluctuate between liked and not liked. Even though 2 of them were very close. I predict that Leafy would get immunity. And this would be the vote order. Woody. Teardrop. Ruby. Flower. Bottom 2, Lollipop, and Fiery. Fiery has been bottom 2 3 times so far, but also has been first safe twice. Lollipop has been bottom 3 twice now. Yeah, it's been bottom 3 twice. Bottom 2 once, and third safe once. So who will be eliminated? Fiery. Honestly, this would be another close vote. But I think Fiery has already won a season, and Fiery and Leafy's arc would already be closed out by then. I think Teardrop would have immunity. And this would be the vote order. Woody. Flower. Ruby. Bottom 2, Lollipop and Leafy. And why is Flower second safe and why is Ruby third safe? Aren't they not really that liked? Well, I think they would have an arc together, which would still be going on. But I do think Ruby and the person in the bottom 2 would have very, very close votes. Well, who's the last one safe? Leafy. Leafy is a really liked character. Even though she is a rejoiner, And Lollipop has kind of been fluctuating. So I think Lollipop would get eliminated. And we have our final 5. I predict that Flower will have immunity, and everybody else would be up for elimination. So here's the vote order. Teardrop, Woody, bottom 2, Leafy and Ruby. Honestly, this one would kind of be one-sided, with Leafy being safe. Yeah, Ruby's a rejoiner, and she isn't really the most well-liked. She did get better with her arc with Flower, but I don't think would make it to the final 4, where we would have an auto elimination. So Teardrop, Leafy, Teardrop and Leafy, be the first 2 to finish, and the last person safe, Flower. Honestly, I feel like this is inevitable. Woody is gonna get auto kicked off by the creators. I think Woody could win. Definitely could win. But should he win? He is really overrated and is just kind of whiny. Yeah, he did have an arc with Blocky, but that's gonna end. And maybe one with Taco, but of course, be over right now. And I feel like he would be responsible for Taco's elimination. And all the Taco fans would want him to be eliminated. So I do think he will be eliminated. And we have our final 3. I do think there will be an eliminated contestant vote to see who won't make it to the final 2. Let's see who votes for who to win. Well, who to be eliminated. I think Balloony would vote for Leafy. Spongy would vote for Flower. Loser will vote for Teardrop. Blocky would vote for Leafy. Bubble will vote for Leafy. Gelatin would vote for Flower. Taco would vote for Flower. Fiery would vote for Teardrop. We have a tie right now. Lollipop would vote for Leafy. Ruby would vote for Leafy. And Woody would vote for Leafy. Why I think Leafy would get the most votes here? Well, let's go through a quick rundown of why people voted for Leafy. Balloony, really obvious. Blocky, I think with Leafy is the least out with Flower being kind of his friend, and Teardrop he feels bad for. Bubble voting for Leafy because they're not really on good terms. Fiery not voting for Leafy. I think they would end off at good terms. So we vote for Teardrop because they're opposites. Lollipop would vote for Leafy. For no specific reason, just that Lolly felt like it. And Woody would vote for Leafy because he doesn't really like Leafy. It would be the final vote for who should win BFB. And the person who wins BFB is Flower. Honestly, this might be some bias here, but Flower is probably one of the best characters in BFB, and I think we'll win BFB. Teardrop has a history of getting out really early. Teardrop getting out right near the split due to Snowball, and getting out of BFDIA, even though getting the prize and getting eliminated. And Flower has really grown this season. Grown to a narcissistic, smug, I don't even know how to say mean person, to a nice Sandbowl and actually having friends with having a friend being Ruby. So I think she should win BFB.